Hey, welcome back, YouTube, to another episode of My Speaking Podcast. I'm your host, Dark Side of Daryl, Dark Wing Daryl, St. South Carolina finest.
Hey man, this your boy Mike, aka Booby, aka Chuck Yourself.
And everybody, we got us a special guest of the show, man. The Super Bowl champion. You know, one of our great man, our great friend to the podcast. We're gonna let him. It's Mr. Eugene Robinson. Yeah, we're gonna clap it up for Eugene.
Yeah,
Hey,
oh yeah.
hey, D and Mike, I really appreciate that, dog. How you guys doing today?
Hey, we
Oh
doing
man, we
great,
fine,
man.
man. We just happy to have you on here, man. So we
Exactly.
ain't gonna hold
Hey,
you
we
long.
got
We're
we got to
gonna
talk
jump
a
right
lot of
in.
football. This is a big game that's coming up.
And this is what we're gonna jump in. We're not gonna hold you. So I guess my question to you, Mr. U, is what's the advantages or disadvantages of playing the same team in a couple years in the Super Bowl? Does it favor the Eagles or does it give if it's a sway either way for the having a disadvantage or advantage or totally different teams by now?
Yeah, don't forget that was a 35-38 game, and it
Yep.
Yep.
turned on a dime towards the end of the game. James Bradbury, cornerback for the he got a call from a holding penalty, and
Mm-hmm.
End
at
zone.
the end where they would have had to kick a field goal, and then Philly would have got the ball back. But
Yep.
Yep.
instead, that holding penalty allowed them to eat the time off the clock, get another fresh set of downs, and then kick the field goal with no time left on the clock to win the game. I don't think they have that advantage this year.
Mm.
I think both teams do well. They
Mm-hmm.
both are exquisitely good. We saw the
Yeah.
Kansas City Chiefs this all year. We see them win close games after close games, win
Yep.
games ugly, but they won on a block kick. They won on a last minute field goal. They won on some heroics by Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
Every Every week they won games like that. And then on the flip side, Philly was just destroying folks. And
Yep.
because of Saquon Barkley, and because
Mm-hmm.
that defense was number one. So now I think coming up in this matchup, if I'm in that Philly locker room,
Mm-hmm.
dude, I'm saying, look, they got away with one.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hold on, Mike. We're gonna see. Mike, you can hear me? You can see me?
I can see you. You pausing now, but I can see you. There you go.
Mr. Eugene probably gonna have to come back in.
He might have lost connection or whatever,
Yeah,
but
he might have lost connection. Yeah. We'll get
he was
back in
making a
there.
valid point. You said you gotta send him another link or something?
Yeah, I don't know. He probably come back in there. Hopefully he'll be able to log back in. You know, I'll send him another one just in case. Then let me do that right there. Yep, let me do that. Let me go ahead and send him another one right now.
I wonder why with a split screen why we can't see each other this time for some reason.
I don't know, man. We should be able to, so I don't know why I did that, but we're gonna see.
Your son was on there. I'm trying to figure that part out. Why we can't, you know.
I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Let's see right here. Let's see right here. I'm gonna just throw it out there. You know what I'm saying? You know, but yeah, Mr. Eugene definitely is a a a football connoisseur. Um, being able to tell us the game from his perspective, because like I said, he's been in the game, he's been in the Super Bowl, so he know exactly what going on in the mind of those players out there. Once you got down that field, and you may have your little nervousness and things like that. So he'll hop back on here, uh, and we can continue to have this conversation about the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. But Mike, until he get back on here, man, what you think? Who you think got the advantage in this Super Bowl?
I don't think it's a neither. I think neither team has an advantage. To be honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
it's two different teams. Kansas City not as explosive as they were a couple years ago when they
Mm-hmm.
played the Eagles. Eagles that had Saquon Barkley a couple years ago neither.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to understand, Jalen Carter is a problem on that D line. He's almost like a
Mm-hmm.
young Reggie White. So it's going to be interesting to see how Andy Reid offense is going to try to maneuver around Jalen Carter. But the Eagles got a lot of good cornerbacks too. So we're going to actually see how this is going to pan out. But I don't see one team having an advantage or a disadvantage each other. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's gonna be whoever. We all know it's gonna come down to whoever don't make the most turnovers. The
Yeah.
least turnovers team is gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever makes the least mistakes. And if I'm the Eagles, I'm feeding Saquon all day.
Exactly. I'm definitely gonna feed him all day. Hold on, Mike. We're gonna try to get Mr. Eugene back in here. Hold on 1 second here. Um, I'm gonna see if I can get him back in here real quick. Like, uh, all right, cause he's telling me to send it to another link. So give me 1 second, Mike.
Okay.
7044293.
Maybe he's using another phone or something.
Yeah. Uh huh.
Maybe that phone went dead. He just didn't even realize.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
So everybody have technical difficulties. So just
Hey, it
stand by
is what
with it.
it is, man. You know, they Monster Speaking podcast. We're gonna make it do what it do, man. Definitely
Hey
gonna make
man,
it
this
do
is,
what it do.
this is
So,
raw and uncut.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? Everything ain't perfect. This life, man. You got to roll with the punches. You know what I'm saying? Deal with
Yeah,
what life brings at you, man. And we just gonna keep on moving, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. You know. Give me a second right here. Let me create new contact. Hey, man, look how we working on the ball, boy. Hey, man, I love this right here, man. We gonna make this thing happen for real, for real. Watch this right here. Let me link my guy up real quick. Let me go ahead and link him up. Hey, man, make it do what it do, man. Like gumbo, man. You know, you got to put your ingredients in one pot, man. All right, there you go. Let's see what we got here. Boom. All right. Okay, we're back at it, man. Mob Speaking Podcast. Like I said, it's your boy Dark Side of Daryl. Wild again. Get up my face again, man. You know, if I had a chance, man, I might go out there on the field myself, man. You know what I'm saying? Going out there play for the Philadelphia Eagles, man. You know, I can get Saquon Barkley a good spell. You know, spell him. You know when he get tired and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the boy ready, man. Get on in there. Hey, what you think? Hey, man, the Philadelphia Eagles actually come and spell him for about 100,000. You know, hey, you ain't got to try to
nope,
go outside the tackle. You know what I'm saying? Just go
nope,
in the middle, man. You go hit
nope.
the A gap or something like that. You ain't gonna hit
Football is not in my DNA.
it.
Not in my DNA. I ain't even gonna sit there and act like I'm macho. Nope.
Hey,
You say baseball and
man.
basketball, then yeah. Huh?
Hey, hit the A gap. Hey, they give you a $250,000, man. What you gonna do after
I'll
tax?
turn it right back to him. I'm gonna turn it right back to him. They can have this $250,000.
Man, come on,
I
really?
ain't, did I play
Hey, man.
football?
Huh?
Just because I know the sport don't mean I played it.
Hey, man, for $250,000, man, to help your family, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you ain't playing
My
up for a
family
couple of
gonna be
minutes.
my family gonna be beanie weenies then for that couple of years. That I ain't about to no beanie weenies. Nah, nah, nah. Nah.
Hey,
Ain't where
man.
we eat right now. Same way we eat then.
Hey, we
No.
sardines, man. They we all
I
that.
ain't even sardine. Beanie weenies like some sardines. Ain't no sardines neither.
Hey, man,
I ain't
beanie
no
with
potted
potted meat.
meat.
You
I
gonna
ain't
have
no
potted meat
spam.
too?
Nope. Nope. I ain't
Potted
none of
meat?
that. No, man, listen. I don't
Hey,
play football, brother. It take a grown man to play football.
hey, man, they ask you to spell it, man. Don't, hey, for one play. One
One
play.
play, I walk out there and walk. You ever see that boxer walk in the ring and they dink and walk out? That's exactly what I do. They be playing
Hey,
11 on 10.
hey, I go out there.
Yeah, okay.
I get
Yeah,
out
go
there.
ahead. Go
You know,
ahead.
have my pads and stuff like that. Hey, man, I can make
Just,
somebody miss. Couple of
yeah,
little
okay.
quick juke moves.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I'm
okay.
saying?
Let Miles Garrett come hit you in your chest and see what happens. See what happens.
Miles Garrett ain't gonna catch me. He ain't gonna catch me. He ain't gonna touch me. I'm gonna
Man,
tell
you
you that
50
right
something
now.
years old. That dude 20 something years old.
I
He
don't care
gonna go
how old
through
he
you.
is. I don't care how old he
Okay.
is, man.
Okay.
Hey,
All right.
hey, he gonna get the Derrick Henry, man. Stiff on, man. Hey,
Yeah,
man.
okay.
Hey, he
All
gonna
right.
get two. Hey, man, he gonna get 2 chains, man. Watch out, little. Hey, man. Stiff on. Watch out, little bit.
It sound really good talking about it. It sound real good.
Hey, man. Watch out, man. That's all we got to do. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. Watch out a little bit. You ain't gonna go out there, man. Come on, man. Hey,
All right.
Eagles,
Yeah.
Eagles, all either on Kansas City offer you once in a lifetime chance. Man. When you want to play in one game, Super Bowl.
Like I say, I walk on the field, put 2 feet on the field, and then I'm leaving.
All right,
Okay,
all
there we
right.
go,
We got him
dog.
back, man. We got him back. Hey,
Hey,
Mr.
they go my guy. They go my guy.
There go my
I can
guy.
see
There
you
he
now,
is.
homie. Hey, I had to
There
get on
you
my wife.
go.
I got on my wife's iPad, man. And yeah,
Hey, trust me, I don't. When we first started this process, man, when I knew I was having surgery, we've been going back through this trying to figure out. But like I say, we not no. We mailman. We just regular mailman who does talk
Yeah,
sports.
that's
So
it.
we gotta figure this stuff out, man. But I knew for this week we wanted to get
yeah,
you on
yeah,
here because of expertise. And like I say, we're gonna just continue what you were saying. You were making valid points about the
Yeah.
teams and
Do
who
you
has
want
an
to start?
advantage, who has a
You want to
disadvantage.
start the whole thing back over again?
We
No,
still
go ahead.
live. Hey, so
Go
people
ahead.
we
Oh,
We
okay,
live.
right.
we
We still in
live.
there.
Okay, that's how we do. That's
You
how we
on
roll
you.
then.
So people
Yeah.
gonna be sitting there talking, asking questions. You live, man. We done upgrade a little bit, Mr. Houston, last time now. So we live. So
Yeah.
you
Okay,
can
all
talk.
right, my bad.
YouTube was watching
Yeah.
it now. We done
So,
upgrade just a little
so
bit.
yes, I think I ended up with James Bradbury. We were
Yeah.
talking about that penalty towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
So neither, if now I know if I am Philadelphia, I say, man, they got away with one because if Philly would have got the ball back, there was no way that Kansas City was stopping them. They couldn't
Yep.
stop them all game,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so there was no way. And it came down to whoever had that ball last was going to win the game. And
Mm-hmm.
whoever had more time on the clock, because if you give Patrick Mahomes a minute 15, a minute 20, dude,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to march the team down there. They're going to kick
Yep.
a field goal. They're going to tie the game up or go ahead. But you can't
Mm-hmm.
leave any time on the clock. I think that's the same scenario. But one big difference is Saquon Barkley is a different animal, dude.
Oh
When
yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
look at Saquon Barkley and I look at how he plays the game, he reminds me of LaDainian Tomlinson mixed with a
Mm-hmm.
Marshall Faulk, mixed with a little bit of Barry Sanders. He has everything you need. He can catch the ball out the backfield, and then
Yep.
his running is impeccable. His
Yep.
vision is impeccable. So, and this is why he's so good. He's patient. He
Yeah.
lets everything develop. The offensive line is blocking, doing their thing. Tight end got it, doing their thing. They all blocking. But he is so patient back there.
Mm-hmm.
He waits for things to develop, and when he sees it,
He
he's
gone.
gone. This cat's
Yep.
Let me
gone. So when we look
ask you
at
this.
that, I'm sitting there going, if I'm KC, I'm sitting there watching all film on this dude. How do we stop him? And don't forget, once Jalen Hurts pulls the ball, you got
Yep.
another quarterback like Lamar Jackson who can run.
Yep.
And
Mm-hmm.
so, really, I think they're going to have their hands full again with this team because this team is not afraid of them. They're not afraid, and in their minds, they're saying we let one get away. We
I
let one get away,
and
and
I think
KC is saying, hey, we've been winning this way all year long. We've
yep.
won this
Yeah.
way all the time. Won
Yep.
in the last heroic seconds because we don't panic. As soon and at some point, that catches up with you.
Yeah.
It's going to be a play here, a play there, where it's going to catch up with you. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's almost like trying to make a 4-foot putt and it's breaking hard right to left. Well, the
Mm-hmm.
pros, they can put that stuff in all day. But sooner or later, Phil Mickelson's going to miss one.
Yep.
Tiger's
Yes,
going to
sir.
miss one. And so I think the odds is going to catch up. And at this juncture, at this stage of the game,
Mm-hmm.
you can't afford to have a misstep. You can't afford to get hurt. You can't
Yep.
afford to come in there, Ellen. You can't afford it because your other team on the other side is too good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we're saying this KC is too good. If Philly makes mistakes, man, you gonna give Patrick Mahomes another shot, another three
Yeah.
downs? You can't.
Yeah.
So this game is gonna be predicated on who gets the ball last and who plays clean football. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you can't have mistakes. You can't have no turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. What I
If you got a chance for interception, Mike, you got to get the interception. You can't say,
right.
"Oh, I'll get it next time." It ain't
Yeah.
gonna
Nah.
be a next time, dude.
Exactly. I
Mm-hmm.
just said
So
it. Yep.
if you're gonna get the sack, if Carter from Philadelphia is coming up, he's gonna get that sack, dude. You can't say, "Oh, my bad, I'm gonna get it next time." No, dude, you got to get it this time. So
Got
Yep.
to.
this is gonna be one of those games where You know, you've been playing, you've been waiting for this all year long, and you've been
Mm-hmm.
playing spectacular football on both sides of the ball and both teams. Now, this is when you have to play your best. You got to
Mm-hmm.
play your best, and you can't have out. Hey, you can survive some mistakes, but you ain't gonna survive too many mistakes, not at this juncture. And if the mistake happens, it better happen in the very first period. It can't
Yeah.
happen in the fourth period. Because in
Yeah.
the fourth period, that is too
It's money
monumental
time.
at that
It's
point.
money time.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
money
it's
Money
time.
too
time.
monumental. You can get away with something, a tip ball, maybe interception, and then your defense stops them. You can get away with
Mm-hmm.
that early. You can't get away with
Yeah.
that late.
Here's a
Yeah.
question I want to ask you that I never asked you before. Since the big game is T-minus 3 days away, when you're going through your, I guess, your last night, Saturday night, sitting in the hotel, you got curfew, whatever. When do
Mm-hmm.
you actually, as a player, since you done been in this big game before, when do, as an individual, I know everybody's built different. When do you start feeling the nerves? Do you feel the pregame when you're going to eat breakfast that morning, or you going on the bus ride to the stadium? When do you really feel the feeling? Because everybody gonna say it's another game, but it's not another game. Because
Yeah.
you know, like you said, everything you do is microscopic. You cannot make. You're gonna be tunnel vision. But when do you actually get like the nerves? Like when you get towards the field, when you pregame, when do you start feeling that? You know, like wow, it's about to be here.
When you it's funny when you get see there's a lot of fanfare that happens behind the scenes for
Mm-hmm.
players. There's gifts in your locker, there's all kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you get to the Super Bowl and you're going in, for me, when you're going into the locker room and you just see how it's a different setup, you know, you got the defensive backs together, but it feels different. That's when you
Mm-hmm.
start to feel that. And then when you go to warm up on the field, and there's people out there in the stands, and you see that, boom, that even starts to let the things turn, right? You go,
Mm-hmm.
oh man. And then when you get out for the Super Bowl and you're about to get introduced to go out, and for me, I think I got introduced twice defensively, so they're going to be calling your name. Man, it's you can't hear a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's loud. It's the sound is deafening.
If I'm not mistaken, ain't this the same venue you won your Super Bowl in?
Yeah, in New Orleans down there, and
That's what I thought.
it was
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
loud. I mean, they're taking pictures. You seeing flashes, dude. It is loud. But let me just tell you a little bit something about the butterflies. The butterflies and the nervousness that you feel is just like when you were a kid about to get into a fight in third grade or fourth grade, fifth grade.
Mm-hmm.
Think back to when you about to go ahead and fight
Mm-hmm.
one of maybe the bully or whoever that may
Yeah.
be, and you're
Mm-hmm.
nervous and you got those butterflies and you know
Yeah.
something's about to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as a football player, with how I internalize that, that only means something's about to go down and I'm about to be great.
There you go.
That's what it means. It means
There you go.
you're getting ready for something big, something monumental, and something
Mm-hmm.
big and spectacular, and you're getting ready for this moment. That's your body's natural response to say, hey,
Mm-hmm.
are you ready? We about to go do this. And
Right.
don't forget, readiness and preparation is two different things.
Yeah.
Preparation is all that X's and O's that you did to get up there. Readiness is your want to and your attitude and how you change your mind and say, I'm gonna bust
Mm-hmm.
this man up in the mouth legally. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna go ahead and make this play. Oh, he ain't gonna win this down. Oh, I'm winning this down. That's different. That's readiness. That's
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
preparation of saying, I'm in the moment about to go ahead and get busy.
Yeah. Let
So
me ask.
all those players are going to be there. They're going to be prepared, and then they're going to be ready. Some is going to start at breakfast. Some people is going to start that night. Some people is going to start when they get over to the stadium. Some when they're
Mm-hmm.
walking
Everybody's
out.
different.
But
Right.
everybody's different, and everybody's going to feel it. And all we're going to tell you is like, hey, we all feeling the same thing. We all got the same butterflies, dude. They ain't nothing new. We got the same butterflies when we were kids. And every game I got butterflies. But I just internalize those butterflies that when I'm running down on a kickoff or I'm doing this, it means I'm about to do something great.
And
And I'm
to
ready
me,
for that moment.
to me, I think the biggest difference from the last time they played to this time is Saquon Barkley.
You know that's right.
They got to put they got to put 8-9 on the front. You know what I'm saying?
You got to put 8 men in the box. You
Got
got to
to.
dedicate 8 men in the box. And then what happens when Jalen Hurts, when they do that play action pass off that,
Mm-hmm.
you got to account for
Yep.
Barkley.
RPO.
Um, Spagnola, their defensive coordinator for Kansas City, is going to be saying, all the edges. Make sure you
Yep.
force the ball back into the middle
Yep.
to your linebackers and to your help. Make sure
Mm-hmm.
you do not let them get on the outside. And make
Yep.
sure you take on the block, squeeze the hole. Do not
Mm-hmm.
get blown out of there, pushed out of there, right? They
Mm-hmm.
know that. You know what Philly's going to do? They're going to come in with 2 tight ends.
Yep.
2 tight ends,
Mm-hmm.
right? 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, and him in the backfield. And what are they going to go ahead and do with those tight ends? They got 7 people on the line of scrimmage
Yep.
to go ahead and get their blocks. And then when
Mm-hmm.
you do counters and you pull a guard, you can
Mm-hmm.
almost get, because you really got 4 men on defensive
Yep.
line
Yep.
and
Oh,
3
Yep.
linebackers, right? But what
Yep.
happens
mm-hmm.
when you spread those people out? Or when
Mm.
you put nickel defense in there against that?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yep.
Yeah.
you got Saquon Barkley back there. So
Yep.
Spagnola, Coach Spags, is going to have to do an amazing job. I
Yep.
think he's going to be ready for Jalen by applying pressure on second
Mm-hmm.
and third down to get in his
Mm-hmm.
face.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
However, the X factor, and you said it, D, and Mike, you know it. The X factor is Saquon
Saquon.
Barkley has been destroying cats all year long.
Yep.
I don't think it's going to be anything different.
And
With
you know
that being
what?
said,
Oh, go ahead. I was
okay,
getting
I'm
ready to
sorry.
say.
Go ahead,
I was
Darren.
getting ready to say, Mr. Eugene, just like how you said they're gonna have those 2 tight ends sets in there. That's gonna help out Philly a lot because when Spagnuolo do try to bring those little slow blitzes or those late
Yep.
blitzes, those tight ends gonna definitely be able to help out with the blocking scheme on those blitzes.
Absolutely. And what is Jalen Hurts and what is the coaching staff telling the receivers? Hey,
Oh yeah,
you got to
One on
win your
one.
one-on-one
One
battle,
one
on
on
dude.
one.
one,
That's it. That's
You
it.
one-on-one.
One on one.
one.
Dude, you better come up with your best stuff. You got to
Yep,
win
Yeah.
the one-on-one battle, right?
yep,
And I mean, KC got a good secondary, and
yeah,
so AJ Brown, you got her. You got whoever those guys are. You got to
One
win
on
the
one.
one-on-one
yep.
One-on-one.
battle.
Smith,
All
yep,
right, and then let me just say this: you got to catch the ball.
yep,
Yeah.
Because let's think back when the Panthers played Denver Broncos in that Super Bowl 50, and Jericho Cotchery ran a post pattern on the
Yep.
like the first series.
Cam hit him
Cam
right there.
Newton hit
Yep.
him right in like the hands. Boom. He
mm-hmm,
double caught the
Yep.
ball, fumbled it up,
Mm-hmm.
fell down, this and that. Now he
Never to the
caught the ball,
referee.
right?
Yep.
But they ruled it incomplete.
Incomplete.
yeah,
And what
Mm-hmm.
happened next? Von Miller off the edge.
mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh, killing him.
And that was the game.
Game,
That was
yep.
it.
So
So with that
I'm
being said, I'm sorry, Mr. G.
no no.
With that being said, who do you see coming out winning this?
So I think that Philly is built to win this game. That
I
all the
agree.
things point towards Philly.
Mm-hmm.
They're built to win this game. However, let me say this: Patrick Mahomes is just like Tom Brady,
Yep.
Yep.
and just like Joe Montana,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
and just like Terry Bradshaw.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great.
There
Yep.
is something about this young man that is different from the average quarterback in the league that
It
Jalen Hurts
is.
doesn't have. That a number
Joe
of quarterbacks who
Burrow.
are top
Yeah.
elite
Yeah.
quarterbacks who
Yeah.
just don't have. He has
Yep.
Yep.
that it factor, and he's gonna make something happen. And don't forget, remember last year against the San Francisco 49ers, he got hurt in that game, dude.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
Twisted
Yep.
his
Yep.
ankle.
Yep.
Twisted
He
his
twisted
ankle.
his ankle. Yep.
Now, I haven't seen you per se, because I know you be busy stuff. But I know the Super Bowl. That's why I asked you that because this is a quick question I want to ask you. What happened with Bryce Young? Me and you had this conversation before. We both love Bryce Young. He got sat down. I'm gonna just give you my perspective right quick. What I think happened.
Go ahead.
Nothing against the last regime last year when they brought Frank Wright in. But I think we all know Frank wanted Stroud, and I think the organization and the Templeton wanted Young. I think the offense set around Bryce Young last year was just throw him in the woods. He didn't have no offense line. He had no help. He had no weapons. The kid got killed. Like I tell somebody, it's like taking a 2-year-old to a Halloween. You take him to a Halloween. You go out there and a trick or treat. You go out there and you scare them.
And you
They're scared
scared,
for
you
a while.
scared, you
They're
scared, you scared to
scared.
have death of him.
So yeah, so now you got to come back and build your confidence. And when they
Mm-hmm.
sat him down the first couple games this year, when Canales sat him, he did something that he's supposed to do. After the first 2 games, he sat him down. Something about that kid, he went on the sideline and said, if I get opportunity again, that's all I'm going to need. You going to tell me the second half of the season, this Joker looked like the Alabama. This is who they drafted. What
Yes,
changed in your eyes? What changed? Because me and you, we talked about this when they drafted him. What in your eyes changed to make him that much better the second half of the season when he got the second opportunity?
getting benched.
Yep.
Getting benched does something about you. I got benched. There's a lot of players that get benched. Sometimes they don't announce it. But there's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
players that get benched. He got benched because he's a quarterback and you know that position. But a lot of guys get benched from linebacker that you don't get to see them. And what happens is that you start to internalize things. You start to look at your play. You start to analyze it. You start to analyze the person who you got benched for, who's ahead of you. And you're like, what adjustments do I have to make sure that when I get back in there, this never happens again? He had the same mentality that I had when I got benched back in 1988, 89, or whatever, when I got benched by my coach. I'm like, I'm upset, I'm mad, I prayed for the coach, but I looked for every opportunity when I got back in there. I'm going to catch the ball. I'm going to knock this ball out right here. Or I'm going to make sure that academically, I know where I'm supposed to be, and with a linebacker, and with a defensive end, and with a defensive tackle, and with the corners, and I'm going to change the defense. I'm going to make sure that if you don't want me because you don't like me, that's different.
Gotcha.
But you're not going to want me because of my ability.
Yeah.
And my ability is going to improve tenfold. His ability was always there. His confidence and the fact that he got a chance to see it and the fact that he got his feelings hurt because he
Yep.
got benched was one of the best things that could ever happen to Bryce Young.
Okay.
And now you see a different Bryce Young than one we see in Alabama.
So I believe personally, wholeheartedly, this is who I wanted to be our quarterback. I mean, nothing this Stroud, but I wanted Bryce Young because I saw the kid in Alabama. But this is the same kid I saw when I wanted him drafted. This is what I saw. It's like, to me, he got all his confidence back. Still say the Panthers need to put maybe one more weapon on the outside of him, but they gotta shore up their defense. And the problem I have with the defense, I know we're talking about the Super Bowl, but I just got to get this off my chest because I know you on here. Whatever the problem I have, you played in secondary. Tell me if I'm wrong. If I got J.C. Horn, my number one DB is gonna follow number one no matter where he at on the field. I don't care.
Yep,
The game that killed me so much about that was the game against the Cowboys. When every time 88 CeeDee Lamb was getting open, he was on the safety every time. I kept looking up. I'm like, how do you let your number one receiver be on the safety and J.C. Horn just stay on the right side of the field? If I'm a defense coordinator, you have to move your best player to their best player. That's what they paying them for. That's the only problem I got with him, bro, as a defense. I think they got to change that philosophy because for me, in the life of me, I don't understand. When you got a number one cornerback, he goes with the number one receiver. That's my
Yeah.
philosophy. Then I can match everything else. I'm not going to just say you're going to stay on this side and Mike Jackson, you stay on this side. When the two safeties we had back there was, hot butter. I don't know what they were doing. But I'm just saying, it's a lot of philosophy they got to do on the defense side. But I think the offense side, the Panthers are going to be right there next year. If they can fix that defense, I think the Panthers can be right back in talks of winning the division. That's how good I think they can be.
Well, I agree with you on this. I'm having J.C. Horn. He's traveling with whoever the top receiver is, he's gonna be on him. And then there's sometimes when you run a defense where it's a zone where now it doesn't matter because it's zone. However,
Mm-hmm.
when it's man to man, I want my best on my best.
Yeah,
I gotta have my
yeah,
best on my best. So sometimes there may be a situation where with Coach Ajero where it might be a zone where he's over there anyway, but it's a zone type of scheme. Maybe it's the zone blitz that they're doing. All right, and they're trying to give the illusion that you're covering him, but you're really not because you're dropping it in the zone, and
Yeah.
then he's gonna do his move on other side. And that's why the quarterback, what they always do is when they got a CeeDee Lamb, when they got a play like that, and they put him in the slot, they move him because if you move with them, typically we know it's man-to-man coverage. If you
exactly.
don't move with him and the
You know it's
safety drops
wrong.
down, then we
Yep.
know it's
Yeah.
zone coverage unless the safety is a true cover guy. And
Mm-hmm.
typically most safeties they can cover, but they don't cover like corners,
Gotcha.
But they can, Jeremy Chin can cover, but he's not covering like a
Yeah.
cornerback.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do. So from that standpoint, I agree with you, and I think you should look. Here's a guy, a name I'm gonna throw out, Demonte Richardson, number 36.
But why they didn't play him more?
No, I'm telling you, that kid's
Listen,
gonna take somebody's job.
listen. You look at the Panthers this year. The
He's
little,
gonna take
the
somebody's
rookie,
job. He's
the
good.
rookie corner, the rookie cornerback that took Jackson's spot. He was
Yep.
playing. He was playing the little
That was
rookie cornerback.
the other Jackson.
No, I'm talking about the little short dude that they took in the sixth round. He was playing cover, but he got hurt toward the end of the year. He had took Jackson. He was the third. He was the nickel cornerback. he got hurt. You had Richardson was a rookie. He was a rookie. Sanders was a rookie. God bless Brooks got hurt. He was a rookie. The
Coker.
Gary was a rookie. Coco was a rookie. Bryce Young was the second. So you look at that offense in totality. The team is young. They just got to plug. They need somebody when hopefully Derek Brown come back. They got to put somebody over there with him. They got to get some edge rushers somewhere, somehow, some way.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I think that Dan Morgan is going to really concentrate on the defense. I say that we need a linebacker. I want to have a dog at linebacker, and I need another
Oh,
defensive tackle. The fact that we're going to get Derek Brown back, that goes extremely well. But I need
yeah.
somebody else to complement Derek Brown. You remember Hassan Reddick when he was here? He went to Philadelphia. Remember that cat?
He,
Yeah.
he caused havoc. He caused
Mm-hmm.
havoc. This is when
Because he's
okay.
like a Micah Parsons type dude. He's one of them dudes on the edge that he shouldn't be beating tackles, and he does it every single time.
Yeah.
Which is so funny when you said that team there, you're talking about when they had Burns, they had Riddick, they had Brown. The defense was good then to me, but they had no offense. Now it's like now we got offense. We can score. I think Canales is a genius when it comes to offense. Them plays he had in Atlanta the last week of the season, when he was throwing, when he had Miles Sanders coming out the backfield and he was out there on the line. I'm like, these are the kind of plays. I'm like, this is a genius. Bryce
Mm-hmm.
Young was looking like a ticket now. People say what they want about Atlanta. This is how I say the Panthers are going to be different. The Falcons played all of their people. They played all of their people on that. They played all of their people. They had B.
Mm-hmm.
John Robinson. They had the tight end. They had the receiver. And they had their whole squad. We were not
Yeah.
playing with no name. Bryce Young was eating them alive because Atlanta was trying to get into the playoffs. If you
Playoffs.
telling me we start day one this year coming up, if the Panthers don't stay healthy and they get some defensive help, you can't tell me that Bryce Young cannot be just as good as the Falcons or not good as Tampa Bay or the Saints. You cannot tell me that the way he played last year. You can't go
And
back,
let's
but I'm
let,
saying the way he
and
was.
let's tell the truth and shame the devil. They played Kansas City and they played
It
Philadelphia,
was
and they
Yeah.
went toe to toe with their teams.
Yep.
And those
yes.
two teams, the two teams in the Super Bowl,
Super
and
Bowl.
and and, and the truth be told, they should have beat Kansas City.
Yep.
They should have beat the
Exactly. Should be
Philadelphia.
a
I
fan
know
too. Yeah.
Now,
it was
the
like
only thing
16
about
to
Leggett,
22, and it was overtime, but it was KC.
the
Yeah.
thing about Leggett with Philadelphia, if you look at that play again, I don't look at it 99 times. If he just kept running through the play instead of diving, if he just kept running through the speed he got, because he beat Slade off the line of scrimmage,
Line.
that's a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Listen. If you look at that again, he had no reason to. But like I say, he's a rookie. I don't want to call him a project, but I'm almost like he's
No,
Mingo times two, but he's better than Mingo. But it's just like I can see how good he can be, but I'm just like your hands have to be better. You can't. I don't like nobody catching the ball with
uh,
their chest. Catch the ball
exactly.
with their head.
I'm with you 100%. But listen to this one. I'm talking about Coker is the real deal, and I'm
Yeah.
I
telling you
know that.
this. That if I would meet with Coach Canales every Monday, and
Mm-hmm.
we would do our Panther talk thing for our Panther Network, and we will always highlight that man, that Coker is there's something about him, and the fact that
Mm-hmm.
he catches the ball with his hands, dude.
Yep.
Like he doesn't
Mm.
let the ball come to his chest. The
Yep.
reason why you catch it with your hands is because if you miscatch it, you have a second chance to catch the ball. If the
Mm-hmm.
ball comes in your chest and you're a body person, hits the ball, hits your chest, you don't
It's
have a
a
second
bounce.
catch because it goes down. So
Yep.
you don't have a second chance to catch it.
Yep.
This gives me a second chance. Boom, boom, I can react. This doesn't. And so
Exactly.
Leggett has to really get if I'm Leggett, I'm not
Yeah.
throwing him
Catch some
away.
bricks.
I say Leggett, I'm working with you and we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
work on your hands, and all you're gonna do is catch the ball with your hands. Left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand, left
I
hand,
just
right. That's all
appreciate
Hey,
you're
him
gonna do.
so
he
much.
down he
I would
down there
get
he
so much.
down there in the country. So I was like, hey, if you down there in the country when you out there eating your coons and your squirrel, hey, go ahead and grab some of them
Mm-mm.
greased pigs out there, man. Grab some of
Mm.
them hogs, like
Nah,
and work
he
on
can
your hand.
have
Grab
all
some
that.
bricks,
Nah.
grab some logs. You know what I'm saying? Cut up some logs and catch some bricks,
But
like
if
like
that's
how
something
Jerry
they
Rice
can do
used to do.
though, if that's
That's
something they
right.
can do though, Mr. Eugene, can they just like call on Steven and say, hey, can you come back this off season and work with Leggett with his hands in the off season? Can you do will they do
Oh
that
yeah, I mean,
sometime soon?
there's a lot of latitude that players have to go ahead and work with former players.
Yeah.
Like if I'm Leggett, I would call up Steve Smith,
Yep.
right? Steve Smith Senior. I would call him up. Steve Smith is incredible, right?
Mm-hmm.
He
Mm-hmm.
may be getting in the Hall of Fame tonight. They got to do that. They got the Hall of
Mm-hmm.
Fame honors tonight. I know that Luke Kuechly's going to get there,
Yeah.
but Steve might get there, right? Um, but would it be great to be mentored by someone like
Mm-hmm.
Steve Smith,
Yeah.
who there's such a dog and animal in him that
Mm-hmm.
like and that and if Leggett adopts for his size adopts that type of player mentality,
He'd be unstoppable.
who's going to
Stop.
stop him?
And
That's
Ain't
why I
nobody
say
going to stop
Steve,
that
I'm
cat.
looking at.
yeah, Steve Smith Senior, he has a great eye for the wide receivers. Man, I don't know why. He
Man, he
may be,
does.
I don't know. He may be on the advisory board with the Panthers. I don't know, but he knows his receiver. He already know who's gonna be a good receiver. Like I said, when Cooper
He
Cup, when
called
they asked
Cooper
about
Cup.
Cooper Cup, they
He
said,
had
man,
his
he
beat
must
55.
something wrong with
Not
him.
laugh. Everybody laughed.
Yep,
Everybody
everybody
laughed
laughs
at him
at
when
him.
he called Cooper Cup out.
Yep.
He said,
You
but he
know,
can
you
run
got
every.
Thielen, you got Thielen, you got Coker, you
Yep,
got Leggett, you got what's the other kid?
David Moore.
Sanders.
David Moore.
more.
Yep, DJ
David,
Moore.
Yep,
I think his contract. He might have signed a 1 year contract.
yeah, David Moore found a
So
1 year
yeah,
deal.
he
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah. So he may be. But you got guys there who could be the joint.
Serviceable. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
right. And Thielen, I'm keeping. But if you got another guy, if there's another guy that's out there at receiver who wants
grab
to
him.
like the problem we had here is that no one wanted to assume the role of being the number one guy. Thielen's that guy, but he was hurt.
Yeah.
All right, but Thielen don't have the speed, but he don't need the speed,
He don't need
Now, let
it.
me ask
right?
you this. If you're in the front office, put you in the front office, I'm gonna ask you a question. Would you
Garrett
give a
Wilson.
second round pick for
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson from the Jets? Would you go get him?
I I don't know too much about him to make that decision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would have to
Look
really
at.
study that to see
Mm-hmm.
that. I know what I'm looking for when they asked me when we were talking our last Panther talk, and the question came up, what should Dan Morgan do? I said, if you don't get some linebackers and a guy on the edge who can come off the edge and get his rush on,
Mm-hmm.
if dude, we've traditionally always had dogs at linebacker.
Yeah.
Go
Dan
back to
Morgan,
BC,
Beeson, Luke
Morgan.
Kuechly,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas
Thomas Davis.
Davis.
Yeah.
We had
All
cats.
those.
We always had cats who could wobble. They can squabble, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Always. And it's not that we don't have them. When Shaq got hurt, it's not that we don't have them. It's just that you got to have a dude like a Luke Kuechly and like a Thomas Davis, like a Beeson, who going to just
Mm-hmm.
take charge of things, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Dan Morgan took charge of things, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and when you don't have that, everybody's looking around to see where it's going to come from. And I always wanted to come from, it could come from the secondary if you have something like a Ronnie Lott,
Mm-hmm.
all right? It could come like that. But typically, it's a
A lot.
linebacker, dude.
Yeah.
It's a backer, dude. And you have a defensive front guys who are really good, but you always got a dog at linebacker. We
So
need
who
Exactly.
to
you see
get
them
back
taking at the
to
8 then?
this.
So who you see the Panthers if they stay still at 8 right now? We all, me and you, I think, and Darren all on the same accord. They got to have defense. Who would you want to see at the 8 spot for the Panthers if they stay at 8 when the draft come in April?
Well, I don't think that kid from
Dude Carter from Penn State.
yeah,
Penn
yeah,
State.
he ain't gonna be
Yes,
there.
Yeah, he
yes,
ain't gonna be
Lord.
there.
Yes, Lord. I wish you could
No.
get him. I know, but I
Dude,
wish you could get him.
hey, that dude's straight monster, dude.
Yeah.
He's Michael Parsons part too.
Yeah.
Same
Dude,
thing.
you know, he reminds me of Dwight Freeney, Michael
Yeah.
Parsons. He's that.
Yeah.
He's. Remember there was a cat man who played for the Atlanta Falcons, man. John Abraham, dude.
Yeah.
From
John
Who
Abraham,
Abraham.
played?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
John,
yeah,
Yeah.
a dog.
dude,
He was a dog.
dude,
He was a dog.
straight dog, man.
Yeah.
Straight dog, dude.
So
Mm-hmm.
And
what if they?
so,
Okay, what if
so,
they come ask you this?
so,
What if they ask you this?
Do you move to get up to go get somebody
That's
like
what
that?
I was gonna ask
That
you.
what I'm
Would you
saying.
do it? Okay, if they come ask you, when y'all get in there, and that's what I was about to ask you. You at 8. Would you mortgage your second round pick and say, hey, I know they got to go by a point system. If you got to get to 2 or 3, would you say I give you my 8 in my second round pick to move up to get to that pick just to get a dual Carter? Or you gonna sit back and because I'm gonna tell you the kid out of Arizona, that receiver, I'm tired of taking receivers in and they miss it. I'm tired of that. I swear I
Mm-hmm.
am. I'm tired of receivers. If you can't give me, because you know yourself, Mr. Eugene, if your front 4 or your front 7 can put pressure, that helps your secondary out. You ain't
Yep.
gotta see Mike Jackson and Horn be fine out there. They'll be fine if you get some press. If your front four, if you get Derek Brown and you put a dual card on the other side, on the outside of him, and get another D tackle with Derek Brown on free agency, and you push in that pocket, them front four can make you so much better on this back end.
Well, don't forget Shy Tuttle and Robinson at the defensive tackle spot only going to get better because they got Derek Brown. So the
Yeah,
guys that they got, you're going to only get better because you better double team this cat right here, and now you
Yeah.
yeah.
got to win your individual battle. And if you got a cat like a Michael Parsons off the edge,
So
Mm-hmm.
would you mortgage your first and second to move? If the Panthers came to you when you inside the stadium with the Panthers, me and Darryl gonna be inside your head now when you in the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
If they come and say,
if
hey,
I
we
if I
want
can get
this,
that if I can get that kid from Penn State, yes. How do I get him
Yeah.
if I can move? But I don't think there's so many teams that want him. It's going to be too expensive to get him.
Got you.
but what
Yeah.
So,
you think it's gonna take? What you think it's gonna take? Like, okay,
oh,
we gotta, hey,
you're going to
you
have to
want
give up 2 first-round picks, man.
Exactly.
just to
Easy.
move up 4 or 5 spots?
Man,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to move up. You're gonna have to give up. You remember the movie? You remember the movie Draft Day with Kevin Costner? That whole thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah.
You got to come with some major currency if you're gonna move up.
I'm gonna
Because
I'm
if
gonna
I'm
tell
not
you how it's
mistaken,
gonna be.
Darryl,
You're gonna have to do like how Thing did for, remember Ricky Williams came out. He gave up he gave up pretty much everything to get Ricky Williams.
yeah, but when Bryce Young, when the Panthers number 9 when they moved to number 1 to get Bryce Young, right? But they had to give up a haul to get number 1. So you
Yeah.
saying they got to give up something similar to that just to
Oh
get?
yeah.
I'm not saying already number 1, but you got to understand the first couple of teams need quarterback. Tennessee and is Tennessee and who's number 2?
Cleveland.
The Cleveland Browns. But
Yeah.
now Cleveland might change if they trade Myles Garrett. They might change everything
And
because they
then
might go back on the
Yeah.
you
road.
got the Jets in there. Okay, I know that they're gonna need a quarterback,
Yep.
but he's such a high commodity pick that he ain't gonna be there at 8. There's no way he's
That's
gonna be there
that's
at
who
Ain't
eight
I
gonna
because
want.
that dude is a straight dog, man.
That's
And
who
so
I.
you
But that's
can't.
who I want. That's who I want
So
though.
it's not like you can go ahead like the teams to move up. Don't forget when you move up, right? You're talking about and somebody moves from 4 to 8. You know how much money you just
Yeah, I
exchanged
know.
there?
change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
yeah, yeah,
mean, you've saved yourself millions of dollars. The fact that you at 8 and not at 4 because the rookie class wage scale is
Yeah.
totally different. That
yeah,
number
Hmm.
1 pick, Bryce Young, is gonna get what's name. But if you're 17, you ain't gonna be getting the same money he's gonna be getting.
Yeah.
yeah.
And so there's a lot that you got to think about. So the question is there somewhere? Is there some diamond in the rough in that what we've seen out of the playoff series on
Mm.
defense that you can go, is there a guy? I bet you Dan Morgan has done his homework and
Exactly.
scoured when he
Yeah.
looked at all the teams that made it to the end and
Mm-hmm.
said, okay,
There's
let's
somebody
see.
out there.
Because I'm going to put on the film and see
Mm-hmm.
who showed up.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm looking for linebacker, I'm gonna be looking first of all at those guys at that position who were
Yeah.
in the playoffs. In that playoffs, there's a number of teams. There's 8 teams in the
Mm-hmm.
playoffs.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
Hey,
look
we
at
go.
that and go, okay, let me see what's up.
Yeah,
There, bro.
with that, Mr. Robinson, man. Let's see what I know. We talking about the Panthers and stuff like that, but like I said, we definitely got to go back to the Super Bowl real quick.
Yeah,
Who you
let's go
got
back to
winning?
Super Bowl. Okay, I got you.
Who you got winning?
I'm
So
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
that's all right, Mike. That's all right.
Now you
I'm
good?
Um,
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
okay, I'm gonna be like I had all week long. I had on the show Roman Harper, Wesley Walls, Jake Delhomme, Brett Favre, um, Coach Rivera,
Mm-hmm.
Coach Tony Dungy. I had 7 guests on interviewing them, and everybody's heart was leaning towards Philadelphia, and I'm leaning
Mm-hmm.
that way.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody said the exact same thing that I'm going to say to you is that I can't count that cat Patrick Mahomes out.
Out.
So
Yeah.
yes, I believe that I would like Philly to win. But if you telling me that this cat can't beat these dudes and come up with a play, I've seen it too many
Too
times.
many
And I'm
times. Yeah.
like, I'm saying, if he got hurt and he was out the game, totally different.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's the
Totally
final
different.
score? Give me a prediction on the final
So
score,
I
Mr.
think that 38, I think it's going to be somewhere like maybe 24, 21 games, 17, somewhere around there.
A
It's going to
3-point
be
game.
closer in
Yeah.
points. And I think it's going to come down to
Yep.
who has the ball last.
Yep.
whoever has the ball last will probably
Yeah.
most likely win that game. I
Yeah.
would like it to be Philly, but I can't count them out. So I don't have a dog in the fight. I
Me
really
neither.
don't
Y'all
have a
with
dog in the fight.
it.
Yeah, I
Coach
don't.
Andy Reid coached me when I was back in Green Bay. All right. I love Coach Andy Reid. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I love when Jalen Hurts was playing at Alabama. Then he
Yeah.
left there with two of them, took over, and he went over down to
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma, and so
Yep.
he bounced around. I've always watched his career, and I
Yep.
like the way he plays. And I think he
Mm-hmm.
gets a bad rap. I'm like, dude,
Yep.
this dude is good. So I think he gets a bum rap. So I would like for him to win. I like Saquon Barkley. So I would like them to go ahead, but I don't have a dog in the fight. And so if either one win, I'm happy for them. Congratulations. If it's a three-peat, that's something historic. But if it's the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, I'm glad you got your flowers.
Well, man, like I say, Mr. U, I want to say again, thank you so much, man. I know I
Yeah.
haven't been seeing you much because of I had some
Yeah,
surgery going on. So, but I know I want to chop it up. I apologize to the fans out there for getting off and talking about
Hey
the Falcons,
man,
but you
you
gotta
be all right.
understand when you got somebody who's inside the building. This how me and him. This how we met when we was out there talking. We could
yeah.
talk
We
for
man,
hours at
we
a
were
Yeah.
time.
talking at the
We could
mailbox,
talk.
man.
And like I say, this is if don't nobody know you, let me just tell y'all quick out there in the world. If you don't know this guy, this
Exactly.
gentleman right here,
Yeah.
he is the nicest, kindest man that you
Yep.
ever met. He doesn't look at himself as like, hey, I've been in the NFL, I done made these millions of
Mm-hmm.
dollars. I don't live in these lavishes. He's a genuine man of God, a genuine man, period. I can talk to
Yes,
him about
sir.
anything, go to him for anything. I want to say thank you taking the time out again, like you
Thank you.
always do on
Thank
this
you.
podcast, for helping us out, to giving our fans expertise on the football games coming up Sunday. Thank you again. Darryl, you might anything you want to add to it?
Hey, the only thing I say, man, thank you for allowing us to have you on our platform. Thank you for sharing your wealth of knowledge, giving us your your information and your knowledge of the game. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Eugene Robinson. Really appreciate it.
Technical difficulties with Darryl. So
Yeah,
Yep.
I can see.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
can see the
was
technical
it was
difference.
it was
Hey, but
definitely
hey,
hey,
I enjoy being on Modestly Speaking. I love it. I think you
Mm-hmm.
guys do a wonderful job. There's no doubt about that. And we're talking football. I'm a football player. I love the game. I love this time of the year
Mm-hmm.
where we're going to see two combatants. And I want it to be a great Super Bowl where it goes back and forth. I don't want it to
Yeah.
be a blowout. I want it to
Yeah.
be
yeah.
one of those close games. And so I'm so looking forward to this. And I think as a football fan, this is what you want to see. This is a repeat of Super Bowl 57. And I tell you what, Philadelphia ain't afraid, and Kansas City ain't going nowhere. It's going to be smoking.
Well, like I say, man, thank you so much, man, for taking time out of the day. We try to keep this format small, but I know when I see you and I light up like a Christmas tree, man, and I haven't seen you and I want to get all this stuff out about football. So appreciate you so much for being on this podcast again, man. Thank you so much. Thank all our subscribers out there. Like I say, I'll be calling you personally on the side to see I got some questions I want to ask you, but I'll talk to you personally about that. But like I say, thank y'all so much for watching. My partner must be having technical difficulty, but thank y'all again for watching Monster Speaker Podcast. Thank y'all so much. Peace out. Thank you.
Right on, D. Right on, Mike. Thanks, bro. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.